desires in the same zone just to go for the blue again.
Blue probably not going to force out any negations, because, I don't know, maybe it is. All of the Mekk-Knights have the same type, right? They're all psychic.
Yeah.
So there can be only one might be an issue there.
Can shut them down, potentially, yeah. So now the blue comes down and he will go and search for one of the remaining. Unfortunately, the purple again, but
he can still summon it, yeah.
Because it just returns to
He's
the field.
only used the effect so far, yeah. But again, forcing through 200 damage sounds like an easy task, but his opponent has got the True Draco Apocalypse face down, which halves the attack of all of your monsters. So it doesn't matter how many big monsters you have, they may not be enough. So he knows that
it's by far, the most important card at the moment in Sebastian's back rows, and it isn't that easy to play around it, to be fair.
And he knows that there can be only one, so there's no point yet dropping the second Mekk-Knight. I'm interested. I don't think he should have put the Alistair in that zone, but it's probably going to be linked away.
Yeah,
checking if he can use the desires.
And go YOLO.
I love it. Yes, do it.
Goes for it, so...
Well, why not?
Wow.
I mean, he's very unlikely to see another turn after this one. I agree.
So, nice and brave play. Is he with no cards in the deck at all? Wow.
Oh, that's big.
Epic desire. So, no cards in the deck for Domenic.
What a guy.
He's brave, to say the least, and he's going to try and stay in this, so...
There's a new, one of the speed duel skills, says choose any card to draw, and if you don't win this turn, then you lose the game.
Yeah, pretty much the same as what Domenic is doing. To be fair, he can shuffle back, but...
He can shuffle back, yeah.
I
like it.
Yeah.
Underclock Taker can reduce the attack of your opponent's monsters.
So, Invocation comes down. We are going to see if he wants to use anything here. There is some merit to just flipping the...
Okay, so he's gone from there can be only one.
I think he should have... I mean,
Underclock Taker is a Cybers.
I think
Phantasma is a dragon.
Yeah, it would have been correct to flip the Apocalypse, I feel like, and not use the effect. Just because if they have a trap in hand, then they can negate it, right?
Yeah, he knows it's there as well.
So...
He's going to reduce it to 0, which again, that might nullify the Apocalypse.
Yep. Very well played here by Domenic, because now even if he offs his opponent, this is still going to be enough for the 200 life points. So
no, he can tribute the Shizuku.
Yeah.
With Apocalypse, or with the tribute summon effect.
But Domenic, of course, gotta try and grind it out here.
It's not completely done. So, but he has to do that in the main phase. So then Domenic can go back and respond.
Yeah. And potentially make a Boros Word as well.
And it would shut off his Widow Anchor too, if he tribute summon the Shizuku. But that's the only thing he can do, right, at this point, is tribute summon the Shizuku. You can't tribute set it, I don't think.
No, you can't. And yeah, not many options here. We're going to see the Apocalypse, and this decision is going to be the crucial one in this game. So what is Sebastian try to do?
Oh, maybe this is the battle phase. He can... Oh.
No, you can't do it in the battle phase.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, sorry, I was going to say the only thing I could think of that would be cool is if you could tribute your Apocalypse and destroy your Shizuku in the battle phase. But you can't do that, obviously. You have to do this in the main phase.
Okay, but now Invocation is going to be activated.
I don't agree with tributing the multi-roll. I don't see... Shizuku's got 0 attack, right?
I mean, it's not a bad idea, to be honest. It depends if your opponent is going to activate some... Wait. Why would you not negate it, though? With Mekaba.
I mean, Shizuku's got 0 attack.
The Ignis.
If any attack goes over Shizuku, you just win, right?
No, because now you can destroy the...
Ignis searches a spell.
I mean, it's anyway... No, I know. I was just thinking you negate it with Mekaba, just to be sure.
But
it's enough.
The attack over Shizuku wins the game.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. There was no way to play around that at this point, so Domenic is the winner of game 1. So
he could definitely have attributed the Shizuku, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if that...
I don't think he was winning this game regardless, honestly, because they're
just double checking. But at this point, it's sort of academic, because I think once you pick up all your cards, you're
that's done. The game. So we're gonna go to game 2, and this was quite a back and forth one. So shocking game here, and nothing less was expected from us, to be honest. 2 decks that are not popular at all at the event, but showing why these guys are still undefeated walking into round 5.
That had quite a lot to it, that game.
Yeah. It could have gone either way.
It could have gone either way. So, I mean, again, that was the play from Sebastian there to use the Widow Anchor not on the Purple Nightfall. I don't know if that...
Yeah, could have impacted.
I don't know if he still would have won the game. Could have won the game afterwards.
Even though it depends what he did with it. So, it's also possible
quite a lot happened. Because you've got so many options with your when you have a Dragonic Diagram, search any True Draco card. There was the Gamma. Because I mean, Domenic had like multiple choices just to see what he was going to do in Sebastian's
one of the most impactful was the beginning with the Gamma and Phantasmi, but in the end, Domenic still managed to win, even though he had a little bit of a slip up there. So, looking at the side decks, of course, these guys weren't preparing for this specific matchup, so they're gonna improvise, I'd say.
So, if you're Sebastian, do you think you're gonna try and you'd think you're gonna try and go second? And his side deck is very much prepared for going second.
I mean, to be honest, your main deck is not bad. Probably there can only be one is not as great in this matchup.
No, because there's all the different types.
So you can get a couple cards like the Pancratops maybe, and some of the other cards like maybe another Shark Cannon or Cosmic Cycle, and if you expect your opponent to put in some stuff, worst case scenario you can use it on Meltdown, so it's decent.
Half the time you're playing Mekk-Knight and Invoked, you just pass even, especially against Sky Striker. You just say, well, I'm not going to give you anything to work with.
Yeah, it is honestly one of the most common things to just see them passed, and Domenic's side deck doesn't seem like it's prepared for this matchup particularly either. I really like that he put in the Sanctums, because
you love the Sanctums.
I do love them, and it makes sense in this deck, because you know people are going to let you start. So if you have all these skip your opponent turn, then you cannot TK them.
I think that he's got Twins, Trap Tricks, and Heavy Storm Dusters.
Yeah, Heavy Storm Duster with Trap Trick is at least a different target that's good, but surprisingly, we still see there can only be one in Sebastian's deck.
I mean, it's still a pretty solid Floodgate, but yeah, maybe it's... I don't know. Maybe it's just something he didn't think about overly much. It is a strange card because it does still put it still puts a block on what your opponent can do, even if it doesn't crush them like it does against Salamangreat, say.
Okay, now the Ash is dropped instantly on the Alistair, leaving Pot of Desires able to draw 2 cards. Do you agree with the Ash there?
It's hard to say. I mean, all they need is one Alistair, so you can't say, well, okay, if I negate the Alistair, maybe he won't be able to do anything. I would normally only be ashing an Alistair if I had a very weak hand and I thought I just need him to have nothing. I'm not sure that's the case in Sebastian's
hand. It doesn't seem like his hand is that bad, but...
Because now, like, there's the punish of Desires and another Alistair being shown as well.
Yeah, even if, to be honest, not immediately. So,
but it's a choice. I don't think it's you're arguing with like percentages there, really, more than anything else. Because I don't know what else other than Desires in the deck of Domenic that you're wanting to ash particularly. Maybe you're wanting to ash a Phantasme at some point, but ashing a Phantasme in Sky Strike is not really very strong because you're summoning Link Monsters every turn.
Exactly.
So, I mean, in Salamangreat, ashing the Phantasme is pretty good.
So now we see a cute play, which is using the Rage in, probably to just set itself.
Set the Rage in and go, haha, you don't know it's me anymore, Instant Fusion.
Exactly. which is definitely a very weak play, but
he can do it against Striker.
Yeah, against Striker is probably one of the few decks where you can afford it, and that's going to be his opening. Nothing too special. Are you surprised that he's still kept in the red Rebuke in this matchup?
Well, maybe he's seen the True Draco. And seeing the True Draco cards might be indicative of more Floodgate traps.
Yeah, even though, to be honest, he had a lot of side deck cards like Twister, Duster, and Trap Treat. Gotta be better than that. And I think you can safely assume that your opponent would have made you start.
Yeah, but he's definitely pulling out the Super Polys. And he's probably pulling out maybe the Gammas.
Potentially.
So that would be 7 cards coming out.
It's close. Now Sebastian picks up the engage once more with Area 0. Let's see if it's going to be enough this game. He has definitely a very good opening. Pretty much the old one. Multi-roll is at 1, but he's still opening it both games. So.
One thing we haven't yet mentioned, but is definitely going to come into play soon, is that there's only 10 minutes left.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you're in this position for Sky Striker, it probably starts to weigh on your mind a little bit that you need to start. When you're 1-0 down, there's 10 minutes left. Winning the entire match starts to become really, really hard. Sky Striker in the unique position to be able to use Kana to.
Yeah, but to be honest, in these kind of situations, if you won game 1, then it gets a lot different. It's like if you're 1 behind, then I do agree that it is one of the worst feelings in the world. But when you won game 1,
when you win game 1, yeah, you're in no rush.
I mean, usually what you can do is actually just see how game 2 is going, and then if you're going to lose, just make Sky Striker go first game 3. With enough time on the clock that they are not going to be able to just kinda, and usually you can get some damage in against Sky Striker. So it is not that hard to do that, but of course you have to have very good understanding of like how the game is going to develop and how much time you're going to need for that to happen in game 3.
So what are you thinking now for Domenic? I mean, Dominic's still got quite a lot of gas in his hand.
Yeah, I think there's still enough time. Like I feel like around the 5 minutes remaining is where you question whether you should just coop it up.
Yeah.
So
he's got. I mean, he's got a pretty good hand anyway. So he might be able to take a life point lead, if not OTK on the next turn.
Exactly. To be honest, he's chilling. So.
Sebastian doing both Draco things and Sky Striker things.
Both the Ignis, with this Desires, so
that's pretty unpleasant because those are his only
copies,
or his only monsters to search. So I mean, having that diagram and then drawing like half the cards he could possibly search off it is not ideal. But this
is still fantastic. Like
he's still got the
get another engage. So. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like he's able to push for game. Like it would be very hard to do that. You do have the options with True Draco to at least have a big monster that you can use in combination with Bottle Sword, but
I like the way that you can also tribute your opponent's monsters that you've stolen with Widow Anchor as well.
Yeah.
They do synergize quite nicely, the True Draco.
Yeah, the more you think about it, the more it can make sense. So.
Shout outs to True Draco Zoo from the days of old. People put those cards together.
Yeah, it reminds a lot of that one. So.
A lot of people did compare Zodiac to Sky Striker. Not really sure it was fair. I think Sky Striker has been a pretty solid deck for a long time, but I don't think it quite reached the dominance of Zodiac.
No, probably. I mean, if you compare the number of events won, it could be the Sky Striker won more, to be fair, but it doesn't feel the same. Like I don't think it is gonna be remembered as like in the same way, at least. I mean, it will be remembered because of course it has been a year already of events being won by the deck, but it is a very different deck compared to Zodiac, where everyone was just playing it.
So I think maybe if you're Domenic, you're happy with this because you've seen, like, you know, you're alive.
Yeah, maybe happy is an euphemism, but like it's
not. perfect, but it's not the worst case scenario. And again, if Sebastian's going to set everything, that makes the red reboot look a bit more juicy than it did before.
Yeah.
The more cards that are set, the less cards that could be hand traps. So it's it's not beautiful, but it's not bad.
No, it surely could have gone worse, and you can see why he didn't. Especially in this kind of matchup, you should never scoop. So
that's not a card you want to see now, though.
Yeah, he really needed something to push some damage. The Pancreodops is a good way to start, but the wrong Mekk-Knight is drawn. It is the only one that doesn't really do much. For anyone wondering, is the one that can switch the zones. So
pretty powerful effect.
Yes,
switching zone. It can switch the zones. It can switch the zones of other Mekk-Knights, right? That'd be quite fun. If you linked someone to Mekk-Knight, moved it somewhere else. So we're going to see that Ash on the...
Okay, so the Ash is enough, and
the Ash
cars are being picked up.
Last round, last turn, and then he's actually got a negation for the second Alistair.
Yeah, so that's been enough. It's 1-1, so we're going to see a game 3, and that's all we wanted from this match, really. We know that would have been a back and forth, so we are excited to see more of this match. And now, are we just going to see another going second? I would say so, right?
What, Mekk-Knight Invoked, going second?
Yeah, I mean, everyone is going to go second in this match.
You do surprise me,
yeah. Or maybe, you never know. I mean,
you never overestimate the power of surprise, yeah.
Indeed. So now Sebastian is going to try and adjust his deck a little more, but there is not much he can do, honestly. He doesn't have a lot of side deck cards for going first.
No, he really doesn't. I mean, Nibiru is still something, even if you're going first. I mean, you can't use it on your first turn, but you can...
Yeah. Maybe you can cut your opponent off guard with it. It could be cool. Like, if they don't go for Mekaba, but if they go for Purgatrio, then maybe there is enough summons where you just Nibiru, and that could be a game changer, to be fair.
Because that could just, make your opponent pass the turn if they don't have any further extensions.
So maybe Nibiru could have been good. He doesn't draw it. His hand is fair, but
I would say that is a weak hand.
Yeah, it relies a lot on what he is going to be able to get with the Area Zero, I would say.
So we see some of the anti-synergies as well as the synergies of the because when you have two field spells, it's quite nice to have two field spells for set rotation, but drawing them together, then you lose quite a lot of value. Because I mean, if Area Zero wasn't a field spell, you could then destroy it with Diagram. That would be lovely, but.
Here the question I was about to ask was this, but do you go for Diagram on Area Zero first? It feels like this is correct, and I do agree, because you get a non-Sky Striker card out of the deck, you fish for a draw first, and now these 3 reels are going to be important. Can you get the engage once more? No, but the Widow Anchor at least, and he's not going to be super happy with it. Oh, but that's a great synergy still. So nice.
He's showing us more. I wasn't seeing that. I was like, why is this going in the grave? What's he doing? But yeah, just destroy it.
So again, showing the interactions between this deck with confidence. It seems like Sebastian knows this very well in and out. For anyone just not realizing what happened, he used his heritage to destroy his own Area Zero. So great play. And now he gets the engage. He's playing super fast. He knows that he doesn't want to lose in time. And he didn't even try and go for the Kaina to gain advantage there. So
the Cosmic Cyclone is a bit of a liability here, because I think you have to use it. Okay, he doesn't agree.
He doesn't, okay.
I feel like you have to use it.
I agreed with you that.
But maybe if you do use it, then you're...
Maybe it's not. Maybe he's right, though, because maybe he knows that there are that many plays that you just lose if you do.
Yeah.
It's tough, because there are only 3 minutes here, but the Twin Twister are gonna be big. Widow Anchor is hit. It seems like it's gonna be Domenic still, because the Ash Blossom is really good. Yeah. What's the last card? Is it another Widow Anchor? Maybe that can change.
It is another Widow Anchor, so it's again it's one of those cards that can possibly stop damage, because it has the you're taking opponent's monsters.
So maybe that, if he doesn't see it coming, could turn the game. Because if he activates for whatever reason the Instant Fusion, to try and push damage, thinking that the last back row is completely useless. Maybe this could completely turn. Because now the Ash Blossom negates the desires. He's gonna mind control an Alistair, I would say.
So yeah, the Alistair, he could just mind control it back. So what is
But now I think...
okay, no, I think he still has... He can still do some damage, but he can't necessarily do a lot more than just a little bit of damage, right?
He's not playing Orcust, which means that this is...
he can still instant fusion and then mind control, but I don't know what you do after that. So you can instant fusion, equip the Alistair.
I mean, it's still game, isn't it? Because if you go 1000 dice, you still want mind control Phoenix and attack. Ah no, yeah, there is a minute left. That's fair. Yeah, I was already thinking in like it's time out. So
but it's not. Yeah, there's a full minute left. So
with a full minute left, then it's actually closer.
Is he not running 1000 dice restrict?
Maybe he's playing some Sky Striker cards. Is it possible?
He is running 1000 dice restrict. Why did he not use 1000 dice restrict? What's he gonna do? What's he got up his sleeve?
Okay.
What? Oh, that's clever. Because Alistair gets its effect to search when it's flip face up. I think that's a little bit hopeful though.
But now, it's so... And now, I mean, clapping from the crowds, as you can see, but Engage was already in Sebastian hand, and it seems like this game is just going to be over at this point. I feel like Sebastian really understood what was going on. As I was saying, maybe Domenic shouldn't have... Because I was saying during the previous game, you should always scoop when needed. He could have tried to play a little further in game 2, you know what I mean?
Maybe.
Because now, if there was even just 1 minute
it's very difficult
less.
to time it exactly.
I know, of course, but you can see that this could have gone either way still. Of course, I think it makes sense that Sebastian is the winner, because if there was no time, he would have won this game regardless.
Yeah.
But you can see that even if there was just 1 less minute, Domenic could have gone for 1000 Eyes mind control, make any link to, and just get the advantage in timeout and win like that. So now, I really hope that he enters battle phase soon, because that would be...
he's ahead on life points anyway.
So bad. No, he's... Oh yeah, he's...
He's
Okay, but that would have been fun. A draw just like that. I think he has enough, right? And it doesn't matter, so this is gonna be more than enough. The handshake is coming down, and Sebastian takes the match. Very nice. So he's gonna go undefeated 5-0, but let's quickly go back to us. What a match. Wow.
Yeah, I couldn't tell what was going to happen even up until the very end.
Yeah. I think he's one of the first players we ever featured, if not the first, from Gibraltar, which is always impressive. He wanted to say how that's just not Spain, even though he moved there, and he was proud of his origins and his local community that got him into the game. So kudos to him. He is really using a unique deck, and I think especially in Game 3, he proved that he knows the deck very well, because we weren't convinced about the end, but he played through it very fast and showed us that those cards really work well together. So
yeah, that was a really neat little trick there. So using the Area 0 to send the Heritage, and then Heritage to destroy the Area 0.
Destroy the Area 0, which was impressive, but at the same time, you gotta give credit to Domenic. He's also still in contention with X1
4-1 record.
4-1 record.
Nothing to be sad about.
Absolutely, and if anyone was laughing Invoked, no one was laughing at UK Nationals, and I think still people should catch up on the deck, and if you liked what you saw, maybe you can try it out yourself and enjoy your time. It seems like a very fun deck to play, honestly. And yeah, it was an incredible show. Do you think at this point Sebastian has really good chances now that you've seen his deck, like against other matchups of the format?
I was quite impressed by it, and in something like the Sky Striker Mirror, having just more stuff to do might prove to be pretty good. Having the True Draco, the True Draco cards to destroy, like having spell and trap removal is really powerful. So if he's seeing, we saw Sky Striker be the most represented deck. So this seems like a good way to edge out the mirror.
That's exactly what I was thinking. It seems like it's a very good middle ground, especially because there are some True Draco decks at the event. And if you're playing against both Sky Striker or True Draco with this deck, then you have an advantage. Because imagine if you're playing against True Draco. You use the Sky Striker cards, but then you get to draw with Heritage for their cards, which is just unfair, and which was something that, as you were saying, was used in the Zodiac format. So it could work very well with them, probably depending a lot on matchups. I would be very interested to seeing play against one of the Lunalight players, for example.
Yeah, because he's obviously going to have to sacrifice running so many defensive cards that Sky Striker usually run to fit in the extra True Draco cards that he's running.
But to be fair, his side deck seems also to be adjusted for that. He has Fear Mode, Mystic Mine, and Nibiru, all cards that are really good against combo decks.
Do you think maybe he pulls out the whole True Draco package against combo?
Could be the case, honestly, like depending on what kind of combo decks it is. I mean, you do know that Lunalight goes for Abyss Dweller often, or Dingirsu as well, so...
Yeah, nullifying the True Draco cards quite a lot.
They are not as impactful, and yeah, overall I really enjoyed this match. I gotta say, once more, congratulations to Sebastian. We have 3 more rounds today, so it's gonna be 8 rounds of Swiss, followed by 3 more today and top 32, so still a lot of action, still a lot of duels. More of us, more of you, and our colleagues, of course, Sebastian and Leonard. So for now, keep watching, and we will be back very soon with more content for you guys.
Okay, thank you, Marcello. That was awesome. That was an awesome match, actually, Sebastian. So let's talk about the end of game 1, right? Like close to the end of it, when you had 200 life points back on the rope, trying to figure out how am I going to scrabble to get the game, ultimately scooping it up and going to game 2. You know, that was unfortunate. So what was your frame of mind you were going to trying to get the win in that one?
Honestly, I know more or less how to play against Invoked, but he got me really, really low on life, and I had a couple of negations. But the thing is, he had like Phantasme, Mekaba, and a really big monster Purgatrio. I don't think there was maybe I missed a line of play, but I think it would have been game either way. He could protect his Mekaba with Phantasme, so I couldn't use the anchor. The only way was to bait the Mekaba with the Apocalypse, but he ended up just saying that's fine, and I don't think it was a possibility for me to win, so I just scooped and went to the next game. Yeah.
Okay, then, and then, you know, to win 3, you kind of was able to cinch it out, clutch the rest of the match. So that, how did both of you go into the match figure like, oh, we're both going second decks? What was like, you kind of chuckled a bit about it, but then what was kind of like the feelings like, you too are man art culture?
Yeah, so obviously I knew he was playing something spicy. Like he made me go so he made me go first, and I'm thinking, all the decks are going through my mind what he could be playing. I'm thinking, you know, it could be some version of Sky Striker, some OTK deck, which it more or less was. And I thought Invoked, I'd played an Invoked earlier on in the tournament. I was pretty sure that it might have been Invoked, but yeah, I mean, I think I had quite a good hand going first, and I just managed to make a general setup that's good against everything. But yeah, like the deck I played is maybe not as good as some people think, but it is actually very good and very explosive. And people kept telling me play Sky Striker Pure all weekend, but even my team are telling me you're crazy. But I think it's actually a good deck. It's very explosive and loads up the grave easily and can pop the field of the opponent with the True Draco spells and traps. I think it's a good. It functions quite well together. They complement each other.
Okay, so you're more or less basically the perfect spear versus the perfect shield of having a good coordination of the spells and traps, Wither Anchor, having your True Draco's cards, being able to protect you in the battle phase and stuff. That's kind of cool, and having, you know, the complete opposite, the invoked monsters, banking your opponents, playing aggressive, setting their cards up, and doing their thing. And that's kind of cool. That's awesome. So, I'd like to thank you for stopping by. So any last, like, small little things you kind of want to shout out to your friends, any colleagues, and anything like that?
Sure. Shout out to my team, Nephilim Card Gaming, one of the only Gibraltar players. Come on, guys, attend events. Let's do this. Domenic, guy on my team, he really helped building the deck. He gave me basically the template for the deck. He couldn't attend, so basically I'm piloting this deck for him. We both love both of these decks. We've topped with Striker and Draco, and now that we don't think either one of them is good enough by themselves, we put them together. Shout out to the Spanish national champion AK Fetch, always testing with me, and yeah, thanks a lot for having me.
Thanks a lot for staying on, but there is more awesome content after this.